Should work now. Sorry about that, guys. A little weird with the microphone, but it should work now. You can see me behind my Mega Man, my explosive Mega Man. It works now, right? Yes, great. So, hello, morning, Demon Slayer, the Nesco, and of course, Mega Man Explosion. I'm waiting for the most, right? I feel I'm probably the person that wants like for, of course, Mega Man coming this season, right? Spring anime. We're gonna have a very explosive Mega Man. We can finally unbox this Mega Man figure here, right? Got my giant Mega Man figure ready to be explosive. I should actually be here. Oh, she's not a big girl. You can be there, Mega Man, you can be there, Mega Man. And of course, we got the Demon Slayer, right? We got Nets coming back, and for that matter, I was so close to buying. I was so close to buying a Mitsuri figure last year. I bought a Marin-chan figure instead, but that was very, very close. Almost regret it now, right? But anyway, so we're gonna talk about the animes this season. The way we do it, right, is that we go over. We go over like just it's ordered by popularity, right? So we got One Piece, we got Demon Slayer, so on, right? Talk about all the animes, the previews, right? And of course, you know, what will I personally react to reviews, so on, and what the things will be good, right? And you know, so of course, as always, I have looked at the previews, you know, read the scene, whatever, right? And so guide a little bit of, you know, talk about all the animes coming. But anyway, let's start them. So, One Piece, obviously, you know, keep watching One Piece. It's ongoing forever. It's already doing it. And of course, we have Demon Slayer. Put it on. How did I put it in blue? Huh? Did it change how this works? There's a button here, and you can like. What? Okay, so they have changed how the UI works here. So you could press the button here before. Oh, there it is. I'm an idiot. Oh, they added way more though. Okay, sorry, I got it. They changed the UI here on the site, but yeah, okay, I get it. They added that thing. Okay, so obviously Demon Slayer, the biggest thing coming, right? By far, clearly the most popular thing, because of course Mitsuru. I've seen the leaks, you've seen the, we've seen the oppas. We're all waiting, right, to slay some demons, getting a katana area, right, and mostly for some bat scene with Mitsuri. So I'm an anime only, but of course everyone keeps talking about the giant oppa scene with her. And that's the anime. I don't care about all the characters, this is what we care about. We care about the waifu, care about the love pillar, Hashirama of love. It's also actually only almost exactly 2 weeks left now, right? Yeah, 14 days there, almost exactly 8 minutes from now. So that is almost exactly, that's what we're doing right now on the streamer. But that's kind of a weird timer though. 8 minutes from now, 2 weeks? Then be released like 15 over. Yeah, it's now 15 sets there. Yeah, that's true. Weird timer, whatever. What can I say, right? It's Demon Slayer. I don't feel I have to give it too much review here. We all know about Demon Slayer. It's the most popular anime ever. Wins everything in the anime category and so on. It was a waifu coming this season, right? That's kind of the biggest thing, I suppose. But, you know, yeah, it's Demon Slayer. Whatever, let's go on. I don't feel I care too much. What I care more about is this anime. It's an anime coming later that's like, Mom is back, yeah, Alabama is back. There's what I care about. No, obviously Demon Slayer is great. I like Demon Slayer a lot. But I don't feel I need to review it here, right, you know. We have an anime coming later with another Mom anime, and we also got the Stove to the right. So let's keep going. I think Demon Slayer is, you know, I don't need to review that. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. Vinicius keeps going, right, whatever. Already finished, right, you know. The title, of course, here we go. Here's my girl. Here's my Megumin. The best, of course, gonna watch Megumin. She's obviously blue. This is the big thing, right? So, of course, I'm sitting here again, right, ready with my Megumin. I'm like, Megumin! This, of course, is awesome. You know, it is anime. It is Konosuba spin-off. We are the best girls ever. An explosive Megumin. Also, one of the amazing voice actors. There's a lot of voices. There's Tomo-chan, right? And Midatan and so on. And yeah, of course, there's the explosions that's there. Yeah, an explosion! It is, of course, the most explosive anime ever. I will say, though, that I'm more looking forward to, of course, Konosuba is finally coming back, right? You know, much I love Aqua and so on. Finally coming back later, but still, Konosuba with Megumin, man. I do think that Megumin probably is the best spin-off character in a sense. I don't think Darkness would have worked very well. Aqua also could have had her own anime and so on, but Darkness probably would have been a hentai. It's like that Darkness. Imagining Darkness getting her own. Here's some images of that. Yeah, he's getting yeah. Oh my god, imagine Darkness getting her own spin-off. It would just be a hentai, man. It's straight up just be hentai. Yeah, like what would it be, you know? La Latina is like, oh no, monsters grabbing my oppas. Yeah, like what would that be? Every scene would just be her like getting into some weird dungeon of trying to get some monster demanding her oppas or whatever, yeah. And Megumin, I think, is a more diverse character than Darkness, honestly. Darkness would just be... It would be weird, man. It would be weird. I think I've seen the Darkness spin-off in all the Rule 34 of Konosuba. I mean, if anything, I mean, let's be fair here. It is pretty easy, right, to be a Dushini artist and do Darkness. You're like, well, she wants to get laid. It's pretty easy. No, Megumin, a little more diverse, feisty young wizard. Yeah, she wants to explode everything. But of course, I always love the whole context. You know, the context of Megumin, how she's like. She's an amazing magician, but she only does one spell, only has all the point in just explosive, right? I'm looking for a lot to see in this, of course. It's probably my personal anime, right, of course. I have a huge Megumin figure for a reason, right? Yeah. There's a reason I bought this Megumin figure, let's be honest. There's a reason I bought Megumin, right? But again, right? I'm not saying, I mean... Yeah, Mitsuru, you know, like Mitsuru is also pretty good. Yeah. I'm like, this is good, Megumin is good. I think the wife, yeah, this is the season, right? But still though, I say it again though, Alabama though, yeah, I say it again though, Alabama. There is an Alabama show coming though, that also might be good. But let's go on. Yeah, I want to go to the Alabama show. Dr. Stone, of course, an anime I really love, because I am very smart, you know. I'm a very smart guy, so I love my Senku. I've got a shirt over there, right? Whatever, go on now. Dr. Stone, I think it's one of the best. I really like Dr. Stone, right? I think it's a very good anime. It's educational, it's funny. You know, I love the science stuff. I'm a nerd myself, right? I'm an engineer. Obviously, Dr. Stone is like my anime, and he's almost as smart as me, right? You know, he's a little stupid main character, but still. No, but I really like Senku, and one thing I like a lot of the main character is that he's actually, how to say it, right? He's actually like smart, but also not like Hollywood smart. One thing I dislike a lot in Hollywood stuff is that the very intellectual character are usually really dumb in everything else, right? They can't write the character as believable, because in actuality, and I say this as like quite a smart guy, but in actuality, right? If you're a smart person, you're also probably good in other stuff too. Like a guy that can build a spaceship or whatever, right? There's a skill to do that, can also learn the skill to conversion or whatever. It is the whole Hollywood trope of like, here's a scientist guy, but he can't understand the basic like human behavior. That makes no sense, right? It's the opposite. People that are good at very, very good at one thing can also easily probably learn something else. That's actually how the human brain works, right? If you can master this very complicated field of A, you can probably also do a less complicated field of B. So Dr. Stone, I think, is great because Senku is a great character because he's also very, you know, conniving and cunning and so on. Yeah, he's good at science, right? But he's also a smart guy in general, which is actually a more realistic smart guy, right? Yeah, he's a very, very good at science, but he's also very good at, like, you know, lying and coming up with strategy and so on. That again actually makes more sense. I think that's actually how the Hollywood again fails, because they make smart characters, but they actually aren't smart, right? They're just good at building stuff, or whatever. But they actually don't have that common sense and so on. That doesn't make any sense. So I love Senku. One thing I would say though, Season 2 was like dead on arrival from an actual popularity standpoint. Yeah, no one thought about it. That was kind of weird. I mean, I loved it, but I think that it was overshadowed a lot. It was like I remember there was like a very, very strong season of anime, I think, if I remember correctly. It was something like 5-6 like huge heavy hitters, and it was like completely overshadowed by everything else. I think it was one of the best anime this season, but it was like Attack on Titan or something. It was like a lot of animes on the same day, so no one I felt thought about it. So that was disappointing for me, generally standpoint, because I really love it so much and no one discussed it. So let's see, set 3 here now then. This season is definitely less stacked than Season 2 was. But anyway, Tonikaku, definitely watch for me as well. So now it's a little bit, maybe I want to react to this thing, personally, right? I like this anime, that's what I really love. This anime is like a nice rom-com. If you haven't seen it, it's basically married at first sight, right? NASA meets this girl in an accident and they get married immediately. And it's a nice rom-com. I like it a lot. It's not my favorite rom-com. It's not like, you know, Dress Up Darling, but it's a good rom-com, right? It's wholesome. It's nice. Nasta is a cool husband. He's like prepared for the insurance and so on, right? There is some weird thing that she's like Kaguya Hime from the moon or something. There is this whole thing that she's like a mysterious weirdo in some ways. That is now. I mean, I have only watched anime 1, right? But it's a good anime. I did react to it and review the first season. But the thing is that it very drastically fell off, right? You know what I mean? From my actual YouTube whatever standpoint, right? Like no one cared after 2-3 episodes, I felt. But I liked it, so let's see. I definitely personally will react and review to episode 1 at least, and talk about the opening and whatever and so on, right? Talking about the first. But yeah, I think it's a good rom-com. But I think also, to be fair, it isn't the best rom-com, right? It isn't like the greatest rom-com ever. It's a good rom-com, but it's not my favorite. It's not Kaguya stuff or whatever, you know. She's not the same princess. Anyway, Isekai was smartphone. I'm not watching that. It is, I think, what can I say, right? It's an Isekai, you know. You probably heard about it. It was pretty popular when it was new, the first season. Basically, this guy got Isekai, and he got a smartphone. Give a title that, but he got a smartphone, and you can use that to get stuff, right? And he's like, this like his OP. I always felt it was kind of, you know, generic. It isn't the worst Isekai, not the best either. I don't know, guys. Do you care about it? I probably will skip it. I don't think season 1 was that good. It wasn't the worst either, you know. I mean, there are Isekais. There's so many Isekais, right? And it probably was kind of. It just come on. It's just kind of. It's mid, okay. Let's be honest. I think it's mid. Yeah. Again. It is not the worst Isekai. There are many way worse than this one, but there are also many better, right? Like yesterday, Mushu Tensei, right? With Ghislaine, yeah, there are better ones, right? There are way better ones. Where's my area on this biceps? Yeah, look at my area, man. My area biceps, yeah. There are better. This guy, go to full screen. go to full screen. Look at that area. Got my area here. Look at that. Yeah, look at my area bicep. This is a good Isekai, man. Eri, yeah. Eri-chan, that is a good Isekai. I was ready, man. I was ready. I was like, look at my areas. Yeah, that's some good Isekai. Right? Potentially. Amazing Isekai. Smartphone, I mean, it's okay again. I don't think it's bad, but I think it is mid. It is mid. Whatever, let's go on. This is an anime that got delayed, right? Yeah, I thought about it on the video. I thought about that, the romantic anime. Now, this anime I definitely will watch. Right? Now we're getting into this, like, new Isekais, as always. Isekai, so Isekai, the cheat skill var whatever, super long name. This is an Isekai that I think actually looks pretty good. This is probably of the new Isekais, because of course every season has a lot of Isekais. You know how it is. How is smart? No, I don't think so. It's a good question. I don't remember. Yeah, it's a great question. How do they charge the smartphone in Isekai? I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember. How did he... Is it magic, right? I think it's magic. But I mean, honestly, this is generic. I barely remember it. Yeah, how did he... It's a great question. How does he charge his smartphone? They use magic, if I remember correctly now. This is like 5 years ago. Yeah, that was a long year ago, a smartphone. I barely remember the first season, honestly. I was like, yeah, it's magic. A good question, yeah. But, well, whatever. I think it's magic. This is a kind of, again, sounds pretty generic. You know, he's a magical guy fighting. But it looks pretty good to me. I think this is a guy. Isekai, cheat skill, wo tenne shita, orva, genjutsu, sekai, wo mo musu, suru, level up, wa jinsei, wo kata. My god, his name is so long. My god, the name is incredibly long. What is the shortening of it? It is called... Doesn't it have like an English name of it? No, it's Japanese. Here's the English name. I got a cheat skill in another world and become... I mean, it's OP, of course, yeah. Unrivaled. That's a decent translation, I guess. But yeah, this is a guy... I think it looks the best one of the new ones, yeah. Super OP Isekai, you know, typical medieval. The guy is high level, level 9. I think it's probably better Isekai. Here we got another Isekai. Yes, it's every season, man. Every season, got a lot of Isekais, right? So this is Isekai, double Isekai. Yeah, so Isekai Shokan wa Nidome Desu. In this Isekai instead, the story is that he's already been Isekai, right? Like 5 years earlier. And he saved the world, whatever, he got the wife, he got the harem, you know, stuff, right? You know, he's a badass guy. And then he goes back to Earth, kind of like a little bit like Isekai Odisan, right? He goes back to Earth with his powers, right? And then 5 years later, he gets re-summoned back to the world, and now everything is going to, everyone's dying, whatever. He's back again and gonna again save the world, but he's already been OP because he already beat Demon Lord once, right? So now he's back with new enemies and his friends are dying or whatever. So it's somewhat interesting. Might be good. I think it looks pretty good. It's a little bit twist on that, OP guys already been OP once, a little bit that. But at the same time, it looks very, very isekai, right? He got a waifus, he got a harem, he got power. So I don't know. It might be pretty good. It looks somewhat interesting, right? Like I said, it's a little bit twist on that thing, right? He's already saved the world once, basically, and now he's doing it again, right? So he already got powers. So it's. But at the same time, we have seen many OP isekai characters, right? So it isn't really like super new, I suppose. Now this is Magic Muscles. So I'm gonna watch it definitely, but I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in this anime, straight up. So this anime, Mashal, or like Magic Muscle, I think it's called in English. Basically, they're a bunch of beefcake guys that it's like Harry Potter with fists. That's how I explain it. They're basically beef guys, right? And they punch people and they use magic to punch people harder. Yeah, they're like they're going like yeah, it's called Mashal, but I think the English title is like Magical Muscle or something like that. Let's see what the English title is. I think it's that Mashal 2. Yeah, Magic and Muscles. Yeah, Magic and Muscles. So I like the premise is pretty fun. Yeah, the premise is pretty fun. It's yeah, there are muscle guys punching people. Okay, pretty premise. However, what I don't like here is where are the waifus? Where are the waifus? Am I the only one? I'm sitting here again in my Ghislaine shirt. Where is my waifus? Where's the muscle babes? I wanna see you coming in some waifus, doing that. Yeah, I wanna see some muscular ladies, right? Coming in flexing and so on. I wanna see Ghislaine, so I wanna see miracles. I can't be the only guy feeling that. Where's my, my guitar? Honestly, you make a muscular anime about people fighting with medical fighting, and I see the trailers, right? I see all trailers. This anime has only men in it. It's only guys. I'm like, why? Why? It's again, why, man? Look at this thing. The only guys there. Maybe there's maybe a woman or maybe like a cute guy or something, but the rest of them are men. Like it's all men. It's like no. I watched the trailers and I was like, my God, this sounds awesome. Harry Potter. And they're all muscular beefcakes and they're all fighting with their medical might and they're like combining, ripped ab guys with magic. It sounds awesome. But I'm immediately in my head, I'm thinking, I hope it's gonna be a bunch of cool waifus, right? Like muscular chicks. They're gonna fight and they're only men. I don't get it. There's probably gonna be a few females but it's like almost non-female in it. No. It is lacking the most interesting thing, I feel. Where's all the muscular Yankee chicks? Yeah, where's all the Garu chicks fighting? I feel it's lacking the most obvious character. Anyway, I'm just disappointed, man. When I first watched the trailer, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. But anyway, this anime is very hyped up, right? Oshi no Ko. I can't speak. Oshi no Ko. So, Dogo Koba, which I love, right? I've seen like all their animes. So if you know Dogo Kobo, they're basically the anime studio that makes cute girls done cute stuff, right? So they've done New Game, they have done basically all these animes, right? Yeah, Shikimoto, Senpai is annoying, Umaru-san, right? The Fox, I see like all these animes, yeah. This is all these animes, I think everyone. Dumbbell, of course, there's a great anime, Muscle Girls, yeah, Gabriel Dropout, New Game as I mentioned, right? Maru-san, Ushu Maid, Weird Maid Girl, etc. They done like of course Yuri. They done like all of not all, but they done so many of these, cute girl done cute stuff, right? So again, I really like Dogo Kobo. I think they're a great studio. They make some of my favorite wholesome kawaii animes, right? So that's one thing I like immediately here. I think it's a good studio for making an idol show, right? So this show is very popular. I think it's very hyped up, right? But I think it's one of the best animes to have in thumbnail. So this Showdown, and I haven't seen the trailers, right? Basically, the guy dies, right? And is reborn as the son of this like idol girl, right? And he was like her doctor, and then he dies, and then he becomes her son, right? In like a new life. So it's not isekai, but he's reincarnated, right? As a new person, so to speak. He has a sister though, which I think is just a sister. Yeah, he has a twin sister, which I to my understanding is just his sister, right? So she's not like reincarnated, she's just his sister. and he's really into this idol girl, right, which is now his mom, and they're gonna support her and idol. So this looks really funny, man. It's really funny. Looks super kawaii. Like super. I mean, again, I love all the Dogecover shows. Yeah, all the kawaii, wholesome anime. So it's like a wholesome idol anime, you know. It looks a little more brutal though. He gets murdered, I believe. Again, I haven't read, you know, the manga, so please don't spoil. But I do think he does get assassinated, something like that. So it's probably a little more gruesome. Yeah, there's some dark, you know, glamour base. So this is a mixture of wholesome kawaii idol show with some darkness behind it, right? But I think that someone that kills him is probably because of his mom, right? Something like that. It should be because of his mother. Whereas it would be kind of weird, right? That his mom is probably involved in that. Oh yeah, oh my god, yeah. They need to bring. I listened to that opening early day. See, Princess. Well, yeah, one of the best shows Dokubo ever did is definitely. Oh, what's it called in Japanese now again? But yeah, Sleepy Princess in Demon Castle. Basically, this like really crazy little princess girl, right? She gets kidnapped in typical trope. This anime is so good. She gets kidnapped by the demon lord, right? And put in prison in his castle. And then she has to like, I don't know, she doesn't want to leave. She basically just want to sleep, right? So instead of trying to escape, she goes around and like kills monsters and uses their body parts to make like a bed and so on. She like takes a tree guy and cuts off his head to make like a bed and so on. she just like goes around and like vandalizing his castle. And they can't get rid of her because she's the some kind of Stockholm syndrome, Lima syndrome thing, and they have to keep her there because they try to get, and they all kind of like her but also hate her. Of the anime is so good. That's one of the best shows they ever done, man. That show is so good. Unfortunately, as a side note, I had to remove my own video strike because everyone basically got like copyrighted for that show. Very unfortunately, yeah, like everyone talking about the show got like copyright strikes. So that's unfortunate because I had a lot of views to like 10,000 views in the video, so it was really unfortunate. But anyway, oh yeah, Mao-sama. So this is interesting. Kind of when I started my channel, this channel here, I have more than one channel about this channel. I did this anime. This is one of the first anime I ever reacted and reviewed to. So I feel old now since anime, but honestly, this is kind of one of the first animes, yeah, that I reviewed. And if you go back, you can see my style was maybe different or whatever, but you can see my own reviews of this anime, Asian Magus Bride. But it's definitely a little bit nostalgic, you know, you're kind of coming back, going full circle. When I started this channel, yeah, a little bit like that, because almost it's one of the first animes I ever talked about. But the thing is that this is an anime that I struggle with, you know. This is why I lost all my subs, meaning I'm just kidding. But it's an anime that's really weird because I really liked the first core, right? So talking about maybe the first 12 episodes. And season 1 is like 24, 25 episodes. But I really massively disliked the ending of the first season. It was terrible. Like the whole Joseph thing, the wandering thing, Elias' behavior towards her didn't make any sense. People defend him, he's a monster. No, but like, come on, he's been growing in his personality. Then he does like a complete 180 heel turn. It was really motivated. It was really weird. The issue with the main character, the Elias, the Vedingo, whatever he is that he is like he understands like economy and so on, but doesn't understand basic human. I hate it, you know, because you can't have a character that can like behave in human society yet doesn't understand basic human behavior. Then he wouldn't be able to understand economy and money and so on. It's one thing to make a character that doesn't understand human behavior at all. That's fine, but he understands too much of some side of human behavior. So I think that I don't think he isn't very good. He isn't a good written character because some things he's an expert in. As I mentioned earlier, he's an expert in field A, but he's terrible in field B. It doesn't make any sense because A and B are too connected. If he was expert in A but terrible in X, I could live with it. But he's like, these A and B are too close to other. Yet, so his character has way too many weird flaws, I think. But it was even more so the ending. So I don't know. I'm a little bit like half-assed excited for it. It's a very beautiful anime. It's visually very appealing, right? But the writing is kind of weird, yeah. And I feel it really lost its steam in the second part, massively so. Where it was very good in the beginning. So I'm a little bit like torn, like straight up from this anime. And last after this thing though, it was really badly produced, second season, in one way. They made this opening, right? They have, we have anime openings. Anime opening 2 of this anime wasn't a new opening. They just took cutscenes from the first episode, like episode 1 to 6, and put them in the opening. So it was like an AMV, you know. There's literally 0% new content for the second opening. Also a new song then, but it was no new animation. That to me really screamed either lazy or budget issues, right? Production issues, whatever you call it. But it's clearly a productional issue of the second part of it. That also gives me a little bit like not that confident in them, because they clearly had, you know, productional issues then in the second part as well, right? So I don't know, guys. I'm gonna put on my TV. My TV turned off again. This is crying. I hate this. My TV. I can't find my remote. I said yesterday. I can't find my remote, guys. Sorry about this. So I have this TV, right? And I'm watching it. One of my screens is a TV, and it turns off. It turns off after a few hours, right? Is it back now? Oh, come on. Yeah, Jesus Christ. My screen is like power saving. Goddamn environment. How about now? Back, there we go. So I need that other screen, or need it, but it's better if I have two screens. Yeah, okay, there we go. Sorry about that. What do I do then? I am, I don't know, considering, I guess. Something like that. It is weird, Interesting. Comment and talking about it. Interesting. Sakai is there too. Yeah, that's actually weirder. Come back to it later. Okay, where are we? Yeah, Tensei, you know, Angel, Tensei, Tensei, very similar name. One thing means genius, the other word means angel. So Tensei Kisuko no Isekai, it's not Isekai no, Buku no Jitsu wa Sarai, Kagami no Shito. I'm just like, another Isekai. I just almost stopped caring immediately. Yeah, he dies and becomes a powerful third son of power. No, but this is yet again an anime where I feel like, what can I say it? You know, he gets a harem, he goes waifus, it looks generic. I'm just gonna say, you know, he looks kind of half OP. He got, I don't know, honestly. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not an isekai that looks kind of interesting. Kuma Kuma Bear, I have seen first season. What can you say? This is a girl, she's stuck in a video game, right? So it's basically like an isekai, more or less, yeah. Like Yuna, she plays this game, right? VR, and she gets stuck in it. And she has this like weird bear suit on her. It's kind of adorable. She basically is stuck in a, you know, an isekai fantasy world, right? Or a video game, that was still. And she has this really weird Kuma suit, you know, Kuma bear in Japanese. That's where the name comes from. Kuma bear punch then. So she fights in this like bear suit, but she's very powerful, and no one gets it because she looks like a cute little girl, and like a, she looks like a stupid little kawaii girl. So everyone makes fun of her. They're like, oh, stupid girl in a bear suit, and she's like, Kuma punch, and she basically defeats everyone with like, you know, kawaii attacks. Yeah, she's like, I'm summoning my Kuma beam, and she sounds like a heart beam or something, and it destroys the planet. So she's like a super powerful, cute girl, yeah, or something. Which is like super, yeah, it's like OP. It's OP and kawaii or something. It's a pretty good anime. It was a pretty good season one. I'll probably watch it. I'll probably react to it. But it's pretty adorable. And yeah, she's stuck in this. But basically, it's isekai. She's stuck in the video game. Right? She's stuck in the video game. But it's pretty adorable. Yeah, she got out to this sheet suit. Yeah, this bear suit is amazingly powerful, but it looks adorable. So no one takes her seriously. Yeah, no one takes her for granted. They're all like, oh, what an idiot. Running like a beer when about a moron, and he's like, oh my god, I'm the strongest person ever. No, actually, I'm gonna watch it, but I might not react to it personally. But I'm definitely watching it. It's cute. It's cute. And here is a rom-com, guys. It sounds like an isekai, level 99, level Yamada-kun to level 999. Yeah, Koiwo Suru. Sounds like an isekai, but he's a gamer, so he's an isekai. We're gonna watching it. So this anime, to me, it reminds me of what's called Tomosuke. Is that what it's called? Bottom tier character how is his name spelled now again? What is the Google gonna give me if I just write bottom? Yeah, I was like, what is Google gonna read me? Yeah, bottom tier character Tomosuke. Maybe we shouldn't Google bottom. Sorry, I was realizing that we're live streaming this. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't Google like the word bottom. Might get something weird. But anyway, this reminds me of that, right? You know, gamer guy, loses his girlfriend, or kind of a loner guy. So he's playing this game, right? And he means, you know, this cute girl, of course, he plays a video game. It also reminds me of another anime where she's like a gamer. It's called like new game, not new game, but like new life game or something. What it's called, but whatever. It's this like blue-haired woman. I can't remember the name now, but she's playing an MMORPG, right? Meets like cute guy, falls in love with him, or whatever, right, in the video game, and they can have date and so on. So it's basically a dating. I like rom-coms, right? It's like a rom-com with nerds to play this game together. Can they fall in love outside and inside the game? I don't know. It's pretty cute. I'll definitely check it out. Could be probably the best rom-com next season, maybe. Maybe. But anyway, shouldn't go. Yeah, I was like googling bottom. It's too weird, probably. God damn it. Okay, so this is hell right here. Yeah, Jigu Kuraku. So I don't know. It's like medieval time. I like the stuff, right? They're basically samurais fighting. What can I say? It fighting demons, right? No, not really. It's not Demon Slayer, but it's mostly Jiguraku, kinda. But it is kind of Demon Slayer, I guess. Basically historical, maybe not samurais, but more like China or East Asian warriors fighting each other and supernatural stuff. Does that make any sense? You know what I mean? Like basically, Magic, something like that. Yeah, like typical historical. I guess Demon Slayer is probably what it's closest to, from a very simple premise for people who have much animes. But I'm thinking it's probably more similar to Hero Tales, something like that. Or, Suikoden, the game and so on. But basically, yeah, warriors fighting in like medieval China, Japan or something. So I think it's pretty interesting. I should get out. And they got some, Buddhist demons and so on, but anyway, oh my god, here it comes. Healing! Mama healing! Where's my image of healing, man? I prepared this thing. This is healing. There you go. There we go. Oh my god, my waifu, my mama, my queen. Look at that. Look at that. This thing. So, of course, Mama Healing, baby. So, also on our ranking, right? An amazing anime. One of the best anime last year. It just aired last year. Yeah, it aired winter and fall, right? Yeah, so it aired half last year. Also on our ranking. An amazing anime, right? Really, really good anime. Mama Healing, of course. Best mama ever. She's like literally like the best mother in anime. An amazing female character. Generally speaking, I think that by far, I like that anime a lot, but by far the best episode of Healing. Yeah, with Healing, so when I say Lady Anne, that made me cry. Oh my god, but she's like Lady Anne, she's pulling Lady Anne. I want to spoil it. You see that? You know what I'm talking about? But Lady Anne is dying, and Healing is like, I won't leave you. And he throws a spear, and he's like, Niguro, Healing Sama. She's like, never. She's like, I won't run away. Yeah, that is the best episode, man. Episode 13. That is the best episode, easily. So, it's also about this deaf kid or whatever. Who cares? It's about his mom. The mom is the best character. Yeah, mom is the best character. Seriously, the Healing is probably the best mother in anime history. Like straight up, man. This is straight up. Mama Healing. And then there's some other characters too that are pretty interesting, like this Shadow guy or something. But who cares? It's all about Mama Healing, right? But seriously, yeah. So this is like a spin-off. I don't know exactly. This anime seems to follow different characters, right? Like collection of stories. So I don't really know. It doesn't seem to be after the anime ends. More like on the same time or something. Maybe after it ends. But to my understanding, it's more like they will see that with Mama Healing and Anne, right? So it seems to be more like maybe one episode we focus on Healing, right? Which is young, maybe, right? One episode might focus on body with his brother or something. So it seems to be more like different side stories. I'm looking forward to a lot because I really love this anime. Also, I'm ranking again, amazing anime, especially Mama Healing. But amazing anime. But I do feel it's a little weird. It sounds like it's like a 12 different or something episodes of just here's the story when Healing was a princess and met her husband. I don't know. It sounds kind of like it's gonna be some random storylines, right? But the anime is extremely well written, right? It might be some really wholesome moments usually between the characters, right? So this is probably really good, but it might feel, honestly, right, a little disjointed maybe. But I read about it. Basically, one episode about Healing when she's 15, right? One episode is about Papa, the father, when he's 15. One episode is about their master when he's like 12. That's kind of how it feels when I read about it and I look at the track. So we will see, but I have high hopes for it. But it might be very disjointed, like single storylines, kind of Itu Junior's collections, like one new story every episode, new characters. But at least in this anime though, we all the characters already established though in the first season, so we kind of already know them, I suppose. We're still introducing this collection. It's like random new character every episode, so it's very disjointed. So it's probably better than that. But anyway, we are now then leading films. Yeah, Yushaga Shinda. Oh yeah, this is like opening the demon doors. Honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna say supernatural anime. They're opening the doors to fighting demons. Honestly, I don't know. It's etchy though. I mean, it's etchy. It's just, I don't know. It's just some animes. I can't really put a finger on it. We kind of in the bottom now, not bottom, but kind of mid tier now, and like, oh, it looks somewhat interesting. Like they're fighting demons. You know, they got magic. They got some waifus. I'm just like, I'm gonna put considering, and we're gonna see. Honestly, I'm gonna leave it at that. Say like, I don't really know. Okay, be honest here. This though, my god, Nesa. Now this is like, here we go. Now this is Alabama, baby, Alabama time. Okay, this is what I'm ready for. This though, this is the best new anime coming. There she is. Mom is back. How do I make it bigger? How do I make Mama Oppas bigger? There is a bigger button. I need to make Mama bigger. There we go. Mama is back, everyone. Mama is back. Okay, this is the best new anime. Who cares about the Megumi? Who cares about the explosive girls? Who cares about Demon Slayer? This anime, okay? Alabama, sisters, mobs. This anime. This is gonna be the best new anime, clearly. Okay, so this anime is called Isekai One Turn Kill Nesan. So if you have seen Mother, Don't You Love Your Mom, which is a better name honestly. Don't You Love Your Mother and her multiple attacks, right? Which is called Alabama Mama. If you don't like Alabama Mom, you hate the anime. No, but see, this is the exact same thing, right? So the main character, young lad, you know, he gets isekai'd, and you know, he's like, oh my god, it's an adventure. You know what I mean? And he's like a young boy that loves games, and he wants to go isekai adventure, but he's pretty weak. But then then his big sis comes in. Yeah, so basically, right, he has a sister that is trying to smash him. Yeah, like it is so anime. It's basically a hentai. Again, this anime is almost the exact same storyline that Alabama Mama has, right? That Mamako has. Yeah, her name is Mamako, right? There's a better name though, honestly. This woman's name is Maya. Yeah, Mamako is a better name. This feels like a worse version of Mom's Isekai. But anyway, Mom Isekai, right, is all about her trying to F her son, right? All the time. You know? The whole anime is her like, Marcon, let's go to the bed together! Or whatever, right? The whole anime is her like, oh, let's go into the onsen, Marcon! What we can show it on the screen, I don't know. This anime is etchy, man. Mamako is freaking etchy, yeah. Let's go up from here. Mamako. Yeah, she is etchy as hell, right? Let's see if we can find something that doesn't look as too much hentai. It can't be too hentai. It's like, you know, the whole anime is about her trying to, like, be hot, you know. The whole anime is her showing her oppas and getting into weird scenes, you know, with her son and being incredibly OP, right? Like, oh, here's me in a bikini. Oh, why don't you want to hang out with Mama? So here's like her in a bikini, right? And this is the whole anime, is her like running around being like, oh, Marcon, don't you want your mommy? You know, this is really weird, right? And she also was trying to help him to sleep with the other girls. And it's very, very weird. It's a Yukasta complex, what's it called, right? Yukasta complex. That's what the anime is called. Now, this anime, genuinely, is probably going to be hilariously bad, but yeah. This anime then is honestly, again, the exact same thing, right? This is like, it's the sister, yeah, it's his older sister. And she's like, oh, brother, you know, yeah, it's the exact same thing, right? Yeah, it's the exact same thing. It's like, instead of being mom, it's a sister with huge oppas, and she's trying to get with her brother all the time. I'm gonna find an image of her and a better image of her, of the sister. Episode 1, the trailer, he gets some oppas. Yeah, it starts with her taking his hand and pressing against her, you know, her lady parts. And it's like, yeah, Nishan, touch my, you know, yeah, it is anime. This looks crazy. Here's the, yeah, you get my point. Like, this is the anime, right? Super, super hentai sister trying to seduce her brother. Jesus Christ, This stream is definitely demonetized by now. Please subscribe, press the like button, and donate something. This video is definitely I will definitely not get any money in the video. But yeah, you get my point. This anime looks cray, right? But honestly, it looks almost exactly like Mamako. Like, what's the difference, you know? It's Sakai, she's OP, she tries to get with, yeah, it's the exact same story, literally. But worse naming, because Mamako is a good name though. Her name is Mamako, that's still fun to this day though. But yeah, it's Alabama second season. Yeah. Obviously, I'm gonna watch every episode. I'm gonna you know me. I'm gonna watch it. It is trash. It is good shit. Okay. This is ultimate trash, man. That's what I'm here for. Okay. I'm here for this ultimate trash of the sister. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, let's talk about some. Oh, another ecchi anime. Good. Romance anime. Boku no Kokoro no Yabe Yatsu. This is like a rom-com, I guess, about... This is not as trash, I guess, so who cares, right? It's like a, you know, how to say it, pretty normal rom-com, where they have a fascinating, yeah, she's into, like, murder stuff, so they have, like, a club, sort of life. It is very sort of life, right? They're basically having, like, a detective club, I guess. Is that the best way to call it? Basically, right? And, you know, they have a little romance. So, a lot of animes, right, they take characters into a club, you know what I mean? They have typical Japan, so it's like, oh, here's the shogi club, right? And we're gonna play shogi, and then we're gonna maybe kiss or whatever. So it's kind of like that, but of course here instead it's like the interest is into, you know, crime or whatever, right? So maybe it's good. It's not, you know, isekai and mama sis trash. Yeah, it's not trash. So I don't know. This is the trash of the season. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. This actually looks pretty interesting though, like an actual interesting anime. With, you know, sad death parents and so on. Yeah, this looks like an actually mature anime. Like, you know, like Utonari ni Ginga. I'm sorry, my mind's in the gutter now since some sister anime. But honestly, this anime looks actually pretty good. Like, you know, dead parent, gonna take care of my siblings. You know, it looks like an actual like mature anime, right? Where it's probably wholesome. It's gonna be some sadness. You know, I'm trying to do my job, but also trying to help my younger siblings since our parents died and so on. So this actually might be an interesting anime. Might be like Taiso Samurai, whatever, right? You know, a gymnastic guy who's trying to, his dead wife, trying to help his daughter at school and so on, right? So this might be a very wholesome, sad anime, a little bit, you know. It feels very seinen, right? It says, yeah, it feels very adult, so to speak. I don't mean adult as in, I mean adult as in, oh, dead mom, dead parents, yeah, more adult in, oh shit, life is terrible. So, definitely anime to check out. Eden Zero, of course, I think it's hilarious, right? It's trash. But yeah, some people, when I say this, was that the last time of Eden Zero? Seriously. So, I think when I did my last stream, talking about all the animes, or last, but I mean, when Eden Zero was going, I called it trash. I was like, oh, it's so trash, right? And I got comments like, why do you hate Eden Zero for? You know. And obviously, what I mean, right, right? Just like with the mom and sis thing, right, is that Eden Zero is goddamn trash, and I love it, okay? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. If you know what I mean, you get it. If you don't know what I mean, whatever, it's your problem. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's Eden Zero. It's gonna be a lot of oppais and buttocks, and they're gonna fight, and they're gonna be like, oh no, my pantsu! It's gonna be a lot of like, I will fight you with my magical power that burns away brass or something. Oh, my power is based on my love for, I don't know, tentacles or something, and I'm getting stronger every time I eat hot food or something. You know, it's Eden Zero and it's FT, man. It's gonna be exactly like that. It's gonna be a guy that's like, oh, I can only fight when I am naked or something. And there's gonna be another guy like, oh no, I can't fight people if I see their pee-pee or something. It's gonna be that shit, man. It's gonna be that woman that can't lie. The main character is gonna be naked all the time. Her clothing is gonna fall off constantly. He's a new character, which might be a man. It also might be a woman, and the main character's fist is covering up her oppais. Oh no, it probably is, you know. It is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? It is the ultimate trash on an anime. FT, right? Every FT fight is like, oh no, Lucy's clothing is somehow lost. Every fight in FT is like, oh, this dragon, it eats clothing or something. You're like, why? It's like, no, I have a magic that burns clothing because I don't want to eat humans if they're wearing clothing. Of course you do. Oh, this woman, she hates you, so she burns away your clothing with her acid power because like every goddamn fight. Every goddamn fight, man. I love it though. I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love FT, man. It's hilarious, especially when Sting appears. That's the best character. Not Sting. I mean the Sting fighting Dragnel. Yeah, the third Dragnel. Yeah, Holy Man. Yeah, Sting versus the guy that has intercourse magic. Yeah, the guy that has like holy tentacle magic. That is the best part of FT, man. When Sting can't lose to him, so he can easily defeat Minerva. So alright, Minerva is like, oh no, my own boys. So he can easily, they can't fight all the ladies, right? They immediately lose against the holy magician guy because his power is focused on sex. Oh my god. I will never forget this scene in my head, man. They're fighting a guy that has magic that doesn't work against virgins. It's so good. It's so good. It's so badly good, man. Again, he's fighting all the waifus, right? And the waifus are like, oh no, it's so good. They can't fight him, right? They're too hot for it. Then Sting appears and it's like, I can fight him. And he eats his magic, and it doesn't affect him because he never got laid. So and then all the woman makes fun of him. They're like, oh, he's not virgin, but he can defeat him because he never had sex. And they all feel sorry about him. And I'm sure there are some hentai when they smash him afterward as a tank because they all feel sorry for him because he never got laid something. But it's hilarious. Yeah, he never did it, so he can beat him. Come on, that's the best anime ever. That is the best anime ever. Seriously, that could be the anime's best scene ever. Sting against, holy X-Magic. Anyway, but obviously, Eden Zero is same thing. It's same author, same thing every episode, man. Like, whatever. One scene in Eden Zero when, like, why is Rebecca always in the bathtub? Like almost every episode, Rebecca, the main character of Eden Zero, she's fighting in the bathtub or something. There's so many scenes where she's like talking to Happy or whatever in the bathtub. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's Eden Zero. Like every episode is like, are we gonna have a bathtub for 5 minutes? Like, of course you do. Remember when Lucy got stuck in the bathtub with her sister, right? With her, all the Onishan character. Yeah, remember that? Brandy, yeah. Brandy was hot though. Anyway, Dead Mount Death Play. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore here. I was talking about how great FT and the series. Something not etchy. I don't understand what is that. Yeah, we saw the oppies. Magical guys fighting stuff in magic powers. I don't know. They're basically police super powers. I see there again. Maybe my brain is gutter trash now. I can't think about oppies now. But yeah, it's like a magical animal cast. Golden Kamui. 4th season. Unfortunately, right, it's aired last year. And then it was never really explained what happened. But basically the author, not the author, but like the director died. Something like that. It was never said exactly what happened. But it was like one of the staff members, like again, I think it was the director. They never said who it was, but it was like the main staff member. So, whatever that means, but that person unfortunately died. I don't think they ever said who it was actually, so I'm just gonna be like that. But unfortunately, a person, like the director, most likely, actually died in this anime, right? On some freak accident. I read some rumors, again, I would say rumors, but some accident, right? Heart attack or car accident. Something like that, right, unfortunately. And that delayed half the season then, right? So it aired 6 episodes last year, right? Yeah, no, it's 7 episodes left there. Coming back. Not in the beginning either. It's like later into next year, yeah. So it's not next week, not 2 weeks from now. I guess it will air on Mondays probably, kind of on off season. But yeah, an unfortunate tragedy, right? Because Golden Kamuy is one of my all-time favorite animes, right? Amazing anime. In my top 10, right, of all time, Golden Kamuy, it's one of the best animes ever, especially 1 and 2. I think it's great in 3 4 as well, but especially I think 1 and 2 when they get to the prison, but when they get kind of to her father a little bit and so on. I'm being vague here, but that's kind of the end of Season 2, basically. Without having to spoil too much, but basically that's like the best part of it. And again, Season 3 is great as well, so on, but Season 2's pinnacle scene is amazing, really. Like the ending of Season 2 is really fantastic. That's definitely the climax there. Season 3 has the scene though when she's riding the tiger and so on. but anyway, I can explain it. Golden Kamuy is like historical anime, right? It's taking place in Hokkaido, and then later on also Sakai and so on, right? So it's like basically just after the what's called in English Sino-Russia War, right? In English. So in 1904, and I know my history, okay? So that my mom had history before this for 2 hours. So Russia-Sino War is 1904 to 1905 between Japan, right, Empire of Japan and Russia. And it's actually a very, very iconic war because it is the first war where like an Asian nation defeated a European superpower. Right? Of course, there have been war between Asia and European countries before that, and also historically even longer before that. But in recent time, then after kind of like the Industrial Revolution and so on, right, in Europe, no country outside of Europe, right, beat them in wars. You know what I mean? Of course, there were a lot of wars, right? There were many, many wars between, like, you know, England, Russia, Ottoman Empire, and so on. Ottoman Empire, though, is partially in Europe, partially in Asia, right? So it doesn't count here. But etc. But no Asian nation had actually beaten a European power as Russia. So this war actually is very special, right? So Japan then, again, obviously then, is actually the winner of this war, right? Spoilers. 1904, 1905. Spoilers here. Historical spoilers. But actually, it is a very important time in history, right? Because, yeah, Japan beat Russia, which also propelled Japan to become this power, right? That everyone in Europe was like, whoa, these guys actually beat the Russians? They have to be powerful then. They were first Asian guys coming in, right? Because, for example, the British had beaten the Chinese and so on, right? Before there, for example, in I said the Boxer riots and stuff like that, you know, and British Raj, of course, etc. So the Asian countries has lost basically all the wars, right? Japan win this war, and this anime is taking place just after that, right? So we had the main character as part of the war, and now he's trying to find the golden Hokkaido, and there's a lot of Japanese people, right, just from that war, of course, that are some of them like, oh, I want the money, I want to have the power, that's right, and also, of course, and it's the Russians, right, they also want the money, they want the power. There's a lot of conflicts, right, with Russia. It's also spy stuff, some of them can speak Russian because they were spies, etc. So there's a lot of this stuff, right, and it's also, this war just took place after Meiji Restoration, right, which was in 1880s, so it's like 25 years after that. In the Meiji Restoration, of course, that's the Rurouni Kenshin take place, right? Coming back to remake. So Rurouni Kenshin, very famous anime, right? So I hope you see that. Samurai X anime. That is a time, of course, when the samurai lost to the emperor. The emperor forced to go over Japan. Japanese restoration, right? Making Japan way more industrialized. That also could be the Russia, etc. So that also supported this anime, where, of course, a lot of the samurais, one of the bad guys, right? He's a samurai, of course. He basically is Batusai, right? From the Kenshin. He's a samurai from that era, right? That lost to the shogun, or I mean, they lost for the shogun, I mean, to the emperor. And now they have this conflict. They also want to have the power back and so on. So it's a very historical anime. And for someone like me, that of course knows everything about history, because I know everything, I'm just like, oh, interesting anime. But yeah, it is a very. It's the time where it's very interesting because it follows two major historical conflicts: the Japanese Industrial Revolution, basically, and following that after the first European power to lose. One reason, though, side note here. One reason why Russia lost, it's kind of funny, I think, is because funny in a war way, is because they wanted to fight Japan, right? You know, Russia is very long, right? So Russia's navy was in Östersjön, right? So it was in the Baltics. And they had to travel half the planet to fight Japan. So they had to travel, you know, they had to travel the navy from Europe to East Asia. And then when they finally arrived in Asia, the Japanese fleet saw them and basically sank immediately. So it was kind of, honestly, I think it's kind of hilarious. The Russians are like sailing for months. They're like, we're going to East Russia, you know, they were sailing for months, right? And then when they finally arrive, they're like, they get the Japanese spot immediately. Oh, there's something over there. They sink them. Think about their navy is super tired, right? It took like months to get there, so they're all like exhausted. They have like no fuel and so on, and suddenly they all get sunk immediately. So they were like, "Oh, great!" That's the biggest reason they lost, because yeah, the whole Japanese navy was of course already there waiting for them. So it's hilarious, man. It's one of the worst military failures ever, really. The Russian navy being sank immediately. What is that called? It's probably a name. I think it's next to Tsushima. So Tsushima, kind of, you know, the strait between Korea, right? So let's see, Russia, China War in 1904 and 1905. There we go. Russia, Japan, China War. This boat sinking. I think it is next to Korea. It's like kind of like the game. What's the game called again? Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, it's like that game, right? The game, of course, is Mongolians, but I think it's the same islands, if I remember correctly. Let's see. The sinking of their ships. Pretty sure it's that same strait. Here we go. Baltic Fleet, yeah. So they had to send the whole fleet, right? And then they end up just outside Japan. Here's a map for it. Yeah, put it up here. So they had to sail around the whole planet. I love these things. So they had to sail around the planet, right? So the Russian fleet had to sail from the Baltic Ocean, you know, next to Stockholm, Sweden, Östersjön, and so on, right? They sail all the way up here, right? And then they had to sail, as you can see here, they had to sail around either Africa or the Suez Canal, and eventually they got to Japan here. So it is a really, really long travel, right? It was a terrible strategy, sailing the whole fleet there, and then they get basically the Korea there, the Tsushima place, you know, and then they all. Here it is that what's called Dogger Bank? No, that's not it before they are. What is it called? Suez Canal. Battle of Mukden. Oh, what is this? There, Battle of Tsushima. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, good, I was right. I remember correctly. Yeah, it's called the same name. So it's actually the same islands that Ghost of Tsushima take place at. Yeah, it's called Battle of Tsushima. Yeah, exactly. It's the exact same island, right? So this is the strait between Korea and Japan, right? So that's what it's called. Yeah, Battle of Tsushima. So I can find an image of it. Here it is. So this is actually the exact same place that the video game takes place then, in Ghost of Tsushima. It also takes place here, right? But again, 800 years before them, but yeah, it's the exact same place, right? This island here, you know, Tsushima Island between Korea and Japan. So they end up there. The whole fleet traveled like a year around the planet, and then they immediately sank them when they got there. It's honestly arguably one of the world's worst military campaigns ever. Russia versus Japan, yeah, like it's ridiculous bad. Imagine sailing the whole planet, then you arrive here outside of, you know, Japan and Korea, and your whole fleet sinks immediately, basically, after traveling for like a year. Like this is the worst performance, I think, of any army. You did the Ukraine-Russia war going on now. You think that's bad for Russia? This was worse. This was way worse. It was incredibly bad. Imagine again, right? Your whole fleet basically lost immediately, like day one, after sailing for like a year. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculously bad. It is one of history's worst military campaigns ever. But it's interesting. It's the same place for the Fast and Mongolis, right? You play the game, Ghost of Tsushima, it's the same island. Yeah, it's outside the same island, Ghost of Tsushima. So, same place there. You know, a short point, of course, of history. Anyway, back to some anime stuff, if anyone cares anymore about anime. Obviously, this other stuff is cooler. It's cooler, man. But yeah, Golden Kamuy takes place just after that. It's referred in the anime. Yeah, it takes place just after that fight. Yeah, it is taking place like a year after that. Now we got some waifus instead. Yeah, I'm talking about history here. Now instead we got ecchi harem waifus. I will watch it. It's not super good, but you know, it's I don't know. How can I say? It's a maid coffee. What can I say? We're talking about some wars. Yeah, this is an anime about cute girls done maid coffee place, which is kind of cute, I guess. Yeah, you know, it's pretty straightforward. You know, it's ecchi, it's harem, it got oppas, it got boobs. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And oh, here we go though. This is of course the returning champion. My God, tomato time. Oh my God. I'm gonna spoil it, even though I want to. Gundam, my God, could be the best ending last year. I know it aired actually this year. It was delayed like twice, right? And it aired. The final episode actually aired like, was it the 1st of January or something like that? Like 2nd January, just the beginning of this year. But of course, it aired. You know, the season was last year, right? Gundam, really good anime. One of the best anime last year, I guess. Last year, right? I think it was unfortunate that the final episode again was a few weeks delayed, because I had this as my number 11 or something. My number, you know, I didn't have it in my top 10, but it was very close to my top 10. As I said then, I was like, well, you know, it felt a little weird because it kind of hasn't ended yet, and then second season is coming here, so I was a little bit like, oh, maybe I should put it in top 10, right? But it is really good. And hello, Yuri, you just made it talking about Gundam. You're coming to Gundam, baby. I hope you've seen it with my tomato scene, right? I'm not gonna spoil it here, but yeah, you just arrived to one of the best anime last year, right? Amazing anime. Miorine, super fun character. It is so good, man. Like, this anime is hard. If there's one anime that is stacked, right, I think this anime. From our returning anime here in spring, this anime is so good. Like, seriously, this anime, I have a hard time. I have a hard time talking about Gundam here because I'm trying not to spoil, right? if you see the anime, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's an amazing ending, and I'm so excited. I'm so insanely excited to see the continuation of Mercury Witch, right? With Miorine and what's gonna happen, and Suletta is a awesome Yuri anime. It's very hard to sit here and not spoil, because I'm like, tomato! I'm like, you say tomato, I say tomato. It is an amazing scene. The ending was so fantastic. The ending, well, it was like the most cliffhanger ending last year. It was probably the best cliffhanger last year. Or, I mean, I guess this year, yeah, like the 1st January, but whatever. And what more can I say about Gundam? It is, the whole anime is really fun this season. Yeah, I mean, I like Gundam, but the thing is that this is a really, I think, one of the best animes, right? Because it has this really good Yuri couple. Yeah, like, it's one of the best Yuri anime. It's arguably the best Yuri anime last year, right? He was love, girl on girl, right? It's like the best girl on girl. Yeah, we have, of course, Lycos Recoil, also a very good anime last year. But this is probably the best, most well-written lesbian love story last year, I think, so easily, yeah. The main characters get not married, but they get, fiancé immediately, so not spoil really. And they have to kind of be a couple, right, ish, so on. But it's really interesting, yeah, it's really interesting. I want to go on dates and so on. She's super adorable. It's really fun. They cooperate for Gundam, trying to make a company and so on. And it's just really well done, if I say that. But this is the characters, yeah. I think it is probably the best Yuri anime last year. And I mean, it's like that or Lycos Recoil, which is also a really good anime, though. Yeah, I'm wrong, man. That also is a very good anime. But yeah, that was such a good best cliffhanger. It really is a spring love that man. I mean, it's so hard. I really want to spoil. Oh my god, tomatoes. Anyway, let's keep going before I start spoiling it. I'm like, oh my god, I love it so much. But really, really, really good cliffhanger. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is a manhwa, so I don't think we read it, man. Digital manhwa, so Korean. Kanyoga Kusaka Kutai ni Itai Ryu? I probably, how say it? Kosha. I can't pronounce it. Whatever, I give up. I don't know. Feels an isekai romance. So this is like it's not like arena, right? But it's a reverse. It's reverse harem, whatever you call it, right? Boy, it's basically, she. I can say it. It's an otome. That was called otome, right? Yeah, it's an otome anime. So you have, the main woman coming to a new world. She's now the princess of Dewa, right? And she got a bunch of hot guys trying to smack her, right? Yeah, trying to get inside of her. Basically, right? It's a dating anime where, it's, yeah, the lady with 10 boyfriends, right? It's one of those anime. So we could have watched it. I don't know. Maybe. Doesn't look super good to me. But it's obviously like an otome. Why isn't it otome? Isn't it an otome anime? Why? It sounds super otome. Whatever. Whatever. We're kind of down now here. I think the animes I don't know too much about. This anime I haven't seen before, actually. Kimi wa Kogani Insomnia. So people that are watching like start something, I will say I don't know. We're kind of in the bottom now, and I don't really know anymore. Yeah, can my home hero. Here we go. This is not an anime I'm interested in. Yeah, someone kissed my daughter. I'll get revenge and so on, right? Yeah, my home. Oh, well, something fell down from the house. Okay, whatever. This is a really interesting anime. Yeah, someone like kills his daughter, right? He needs revenge now. Gotta get the Yakuza, the Underworld anime, very seinen. Yeah, this is pretty good. Definitely. This is the first anime, I believe. It's gonna start airing. I think so. Yeah, Tengoku Dayamaku. About this is interesting. Currently, this anime. What can I say? This anime is interesting. Right now, right? We were talking about AI. Chat, QT and so on. This is like an anime where people can't get jobs anymore, right? Yeah, this is like a Skynet anime. A little bit. This is like, it's hard. Everyone is raised by robots and this thing and so on. It could be interesting from the general standpoint now, talking about mechanical stuff and so on. I suppose. A little bit. How do we reach there, right? I don't know, man. We got the bottom now. I'm gonna freaking now get the bottom. Yeah, we got Watashi. What's the more anime interesting? Codeline and Spec. Yeah, so now we're kind of in the bottom right of the lowest ranked animes. We got Kodomo stuff. Yeah, the golf anime. This anime is pretty adorable. It's like waifus playing golf. It's just boobs and ass. Birdie wing. I've seen season 1 a little bit of it, not the full anime. But it's basically like, you know, hot blonde chick plays golf and we see her ass all the time. His ankles are like, they start playing as a guy in a clown mask though, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's a little bit like, it's a cute anime, you know, it's like a hot ladies, waifus playing golf, man, that's the anime, wife playing golf. This is good, finally, this is what I'm looking for, guys. I don't care about anything else, this is the anime we have to watch, guys. Okay, so, Delinquent, man, Yankees, yeah, Rokudo no Unatachi. So this anime is about a guy, there's a curse on him, right? They got like a little, some symbol in his face there, his forehead. So he gets cursed, and the curse makes only, only this anime, it only makes bad girl likes him. Yeah, this is an anime for me. This is like my dream, man. This is my dream, you know. He gets an anime, he gets a power in the anime. It turns into a harem. But only girl that likes him are like bad girls. Delinquents and Yankees and so on, yeah. So a bunch of like Yankee and Gyro chicks are trying to sleep with him. And he doesn't like that. He's like, oh, they're all bad girls. He's like a normal guy. I want to date these like, you know, muscular, badass girls, yeah. So basically, right, he's the main character, and this like, you know, blonde Yankee lady, this Gyro chicks and so on. Yeah, basically a bunch of crazy women. They're all bad girls, right? They're all like, you know, yeah. So they're all a bunch of Yankees and all that. Yeah, they're trying to sleep with him, and he's trying to avoid that, right? And it's a kind of weird like action anime, romance action anime. But honestly, this to me sounds brilliant. It sounds brilliant. If you like Yankees, Beelzebub and so on, those animes, right? It's anime for you, Tokyo Revengers, yeah. A bunch of like badass girls is trying to sleep with him, and he's all like, no, I don't want to. I want to have a nice cuddly girlfriend. And they're all like muscular, and they use like brawn knuckles and, and chains and baseball bats, yeah. And he's like, no. It's like, so that's the anime, you know. Yeah, it's obviously raw harem and so on. He's surrounded by a bunch of bullies. Oh shit. Yeah, you hear that? It's like falling off the house, man. What is that? There's some woodling. Yeah, that was loud. Oh, whatever. Live streaming, yeah, that was kind of scary almost. I saw it falling from the window. Gotta shoot that later after this. But what was I saying? Sorry. Where is the here? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, bullied by delinquent classmates. So he's actually bullied by all of them. Yeah, that's thing too in the trailer. He's actually bullied. He hates them all. That this guy is mean to him, right? He's really mean and so on. Yeah, but then he gets cursed. So now all of them instead want to smash him, right? Yeah. So first they all hate him, right? He's the loser, you know, loser, weak guy, right? And then they all like, oh my god, it's so hot. So that's also probably a thing, right? He actually hates them because they all used to bully him. So I guess it's gonna be a thing as well that he dislikes them from, you know, they bullied him before they fell in love with him, right? With his magic power. So whatever. I am excited, guy. I'm gonna love this anime. This is an anime for me. This is like an anime for me. I feel the art was like Murmonden needs an anime to react to that he really gonna love. Like this is anime for me. Bunch of bad girl chicks, bunch of delinquents, Yankees. He wants an anime of like 20 Yankees trying to smash. I'm like, yes. I feel like the author was like, he's like me. This is the anime I would write, I feel. If I was writing a manga, this I feel would be my horror manga. Yeah, it's like, okay, main character. Okay, he's a guy. Okay. Then he got 10 waifus. Who are they? They're all Yankees. I feel this is a manga I would write. Yeah, it's like, diversity? No, one is blonde, one is orange hair, one got red hair, yeah. They all have the same personality. They're always a bunch of badass chicks that fights a lot. And they all like Nagatoro, yeah. They're like 10 Nagatoros, yeah. That's my anime. Jesus Christ. This, I feel the author is like, I did this for you. I feel it's a personal gift to me, right? Oh my god, I'm getting excited, guys. Oh yeah, Pokemon, of course. I did, oh my god, right? 2 years ago, Friday, right? I reacted to the final episode. I cried I wept like a baby. It was amazing, right? It was so sad seeing, of course, Ash's final episode. It wasn't actually a sad episode, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it was very emotional, right? Seeing, of course, Ash's final episode, knowing it's the final episode. And as I said too, in the video about that, right? Also Team Rocket, right? I'm gonna miss Team Rocket so much too, you know. I talked about it earlier. I said here again. I really feel that Team Rocket is almost like a bigger miss than Ash, because every episode you got to know double trouble, yeah, Jesse James, yeah, and then it's stupid like destroy, save the planet. I love how they're so flamboyant, and it's always like I put it on my community tab, right? I put it up earlier Friday, like who's your favorite, James and Jesse scene, right? My favorite quote is when James has big op-eyes, right? Yeah, let's put it up here. My favorite scene in Pokemon, this is not a real scene, this is banned. This scene was not banned outside of Japan, right? It never aired in America and Europe. But you know what my favorite scene is in Pokemon. I'm gonna put it up here again, because I love this scene so much. I have it somewhere here here it is, yeah. I love this scene so much, right? When James gets like massive op-eyes. This is the best. I still love this scene so much all these years later. Oh, it's the best scene ever, right? I love how they're always, dressing up, right? This scene's great too. Gyro rockets, yeah, when they get turned into gyros. I'm like, totally, yeah, you want my Pokemon? Yeah, it's a previous one. But the scene in the bikini episode is so good, man. So yeah, James gets like a huge breast, so they can defeat Misty in like a bikini tournament, and it's just completely unrelated. James wants to win this, like, him and Jesse, they want to win this, like, sexiest bikini model, and Misty's like, but you're a guy, and he's like, I am the hottest person ever, and James is like, shut up, girl, I'm the most babe character, yeah, I will win. And he gets this huge breast so he can win, it's so good, and then it ends. Spoilers, it ends with Ash's mom winning. This is a legendary episode of anime, seriously, yeah. It wins with Delia Ketchum. Ash's mom, I don't remember in Japanese, yeah, Delia. She goes in and she wins, and it's so silly, yeah. The MILF wins. Pokemon has so many funny episodes, they're so silly, man. For a kid's show, yeah, like James has mega titties, and then he loses to Ash's mom. Is it mad that Mystic is all sad because she can't beat none of them? Jesse and James, nor his mom. My god, they're just gonna be like the best episode ever. You see, I love Team Rocket, man. But yeah, I'm gonna miss Team Rocket the most. Oh my god, man. Like, not having Team Rocket there. Having these two new cats, right? But Captain Pikachu said, but no Team Rocket. It's gonna be really sad. Again, I can easily see myself washing Ash's daughter, probably, right? In this episode, got the Ash hair, got the thing right. Maybe it is May's daughter. Most of it May, sure. They were hiding the mom too in the trailer last Friday, right? They were hiding who's the mom is. That to me also tells me it's Ash's daughter, honestly. That they're hiding that, because why are they hiding the mom for, right? Because the mom is gonna be like Misty or Serena or whatever, or maybe May or Dawn, yeah, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like they're hiding the mom because it's probably a character we know, right? That being said, even if it isn't Ash's daughter, because you're hiding the mom again, I would imagine that the mom is gonna be one of the other, best girls from the anime, right? Like Misty or whatever. Yeah, really, again, why are they hiding the mom for? Unless it is, a female character we know, right? So if it's very, very unlikely that she isn't the little daughter of one of the previous characters. Given that it has a time skip though. But it has to have a time skip. Ash will certainly return eventually, and he has to be older. It would be so silly if Ash returns and he's like 10-year-old. It doesn't make any sense. Ash is gonna be at least, a young adult, right? Something like that. It would be very, very... I think it'd be extremely weird if Ash returns and is still the same age. It doesn't make any sense. Because obviously Ash will return. I mean, 100% Ash will return. Absolutely. There's no way they can make a Pokemon City without Ash, right? He will have to return eventually, but he has to be older. He's at least probably a young adult, right? But anyway, I am excited though, honestly. I'm excited. Definitely gonna watch it. Make a video. I will absolutely make a video review it and so on. The first season, absolutely. The first episodes. Just for the feeling alone, right? Like I said, very emotional, losing Team Rocket and Ash and Pikachu and so on. And it's gonna be weird to watching Pokemon without Ash. It's gonna be weird, right? But gotta give it a chance. If anything, it's from like a weird feeling. It's kind of like imagine watching One Piece with no Luffy, imagine watching. I mean, sure, we saw one episode, but anyway, imagine watching like whatever Dragon Ball, no Goku. Yeah, it's gonna be so weird, right? It's gonna be like watching one of the most iconic animes ever, and the main character is like dead, but actually it won't actually return. Yeah, it's gonna be really weird. So I definitely gotta check it out. It's gonna be a weird feeling, and I hope the DLC is gonna be good too. I really like the game. I keep saying it every time, but I really did enjoy Scarlet and Violet. I have it here in front of me. I think it's here. Yeah, there we go. Got it there, right? Yeah. Also got the steelbook here. Is that a steelbook? Yeah. It's a steelbook of Violet, right? So they have the same. They have the same art. Different backsides though, but they got the same art. But anyway, I really enjoy the game, right? Yes, I do agree it's very buggy. That absolutely, I said that time. It's very buggy, but the gameplay I think is better, right? Because the gameplay, the world map's better. I played a lot of tournament wise. I played a lot of PvP, right? So I play it competitively, and I really do enjoy Pokemon a lot still. So hope for a good DLC. But anyway, I can talk about Pokemon for hours. I love Pokemon. But it's gonna be interesting. Absolutely interesting. 3 weeks from now, seeing how it's gonna be then without Ash. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's weird. But I gotta check it out, right? Absolutely. And I said again, Team Rocket though. Because yes, they have some antagonists, like this guy is an antagonist, I think. Here you see this person here in the corner, that's an antagonist probably. But still though, the non-recurring bad, I don't know. It also might be a different feeling in that sense because they also might change the format, I suppose, because the game is more open world, right? So maybe I wonder how in that sense though, they probably are gonna follow the game path left to right, if you turn left. Yeah, let me see. It'll be interesting. They might change how she faces the gym trainer somewhat differently, right? Because the game isn't linear. So that's also interesting. So yeah, a lot of ideas to have. Maybe it's gonna suck. Who knows? Maybe it's gonna be terrible. Also, right? What I want. I'm mostly. This is actually definitely in my top spring animes to check out because it also might just be terrible, right? Like genuinely terrible. Like where's my Ash? Where's my Team Rocket? It's just boring now. Maybe all the new characters are terrible. Like honestly, it might just be a complete failure. It can be. Yeah, I'm just gonna be. I'm optimistic, but who knows? So gotta check it out, right? Okay, what are we now in? The music. Okay, I guess we're in the bottom now of the animes, right? We got is that a third season of that? Orphan? Whatever. Now you are at the music shows and yeah, the Kodomo shows, I guess. Definitely Kodomo, look at the oppas, yeah. but it's a music animes now. Go up again, right? Whatever, yeah, I think it's Doraemon and so on. Mostly the children show now, like Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously for kids. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh competitive. I was 21. I was like, Yu-Gi-Oh is my life. In my young 20s, I played Yu-Gi-Oh competitive for years, right? And I started playing it very competitively when I was around 18, 19. So I went to tournaments and I won a lot of tournaments, right? So I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was that age. I used to play a remove deck mostly, Necrophase deck. There was semi-banned and so on. I played that, and I played mostly my Dark Magician of Chaos one turn kill deck, where you can insta give them with a spell thing. You played this spell. You only had one character in your deck, one person, Dark Magician of Chaos, right? So your whole deck went into your graveyard, then you send them a damage. It's great. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! The card is so good, man. Basically, the deck also only has one minion, right? Dark Magician of Chaos. And what you do is that you play a spell card, and the opponent guesses the level of your next minion, basically. And then you reveal cards until that level, or until the minion arrives. And if it's the same level, it dies. If it's wrong, or whatever, it doesn't really matter. The point is that your whole deck goes into your graveyard, right? And then you play a spell card that's a trap card that's you take damage based on my spell cards in my graveyard, and you die immediately. And then you just kill them. Yeah, then you just destroy them immediately. You one-shot them. I played the deck competitively for years, man. It was fun as hell, man. It was semi-banned too. You could only play some of the cards. Yeah, it was hilarious. But you could go to tournament and be turn one was 10,000 damage before they even play the game. I love the deck because before they could even play one turn, you could win. Yeah, you could win one turn, defeat them immediately. And they could do nothing about it. The deck was broken. They literally, depending on the order where your Magician of Chaos was in your pile, right? If they had bad luck, you couldn't lose the game because you would immediately do their maximum life points before they could even play the turn. So that couldn't lose sometimes. It was very broken. But it got banned eventually. Damn it. So I know my Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitive for many. I also played a lot of counter decks, Angel counter decks. Yeah. That was I played tag team for years with a friend, and we played double angel counter deck in tournament drugs. In our live tournament. Anyway, now it's just children's show. Yeah, let's go up again and kind of summarize, the best animes before I talk about my angel counter decks. But seriously, Yu-Gi-Oh! Angel counter decks, it was very, very good. So you basically play a counter deck that is like, if I counter your card, I get to do this thing. Right? It's a very specific thing. If I counter you with this angel card, it's free now, or I can get life or whatever, right? And we both play that. So we both, like, if someone counters this thing, like a spell, I can play my dragon for free or something like that. So we both had the same, roughly the same counter angel deck, right? And we would counter very specific cards. So you'd be like, I counter your monster that had this much life points. Now you die, basically. So we had all these weird things, and you can find it. Okay, one Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Okay, counter. See if we can find it. Counter. Yu-Gi-Oh angel deck. It's called Fairies in Japanese, I believe. In English, it's called Fairy deck, but in Yu-Gi-Oh, it is in Japanese it's angels, but in English it's called Fairies. Because they were like, yeah. I'll find something. Here's like Metal Sage. I found some YouTube videos. I don't have like a good example of it. Here's like a counter deck from last year. This looks good. I can take an image. I'll find one image of it. This is like hardcore Yu-Gi-Oh stuff now. No, not that card. Oh, I don't have a good image. Here. The Sage. Here is a good example of it. Hopefully this works. Let's see. No, it doesn't work. Weird image file. Okay, let me. And hello, of course. You're coming to my Yu-Gi-Oh gushing out here. Yes. Hello, man. I'm gonna show you my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I used to play competitively for years. We got Yu-Gi-Oh. Here we go. So this is the counter angel, right? Or fairy in English. So what it does is that you see here, right? It's like each time a concept is activated, you can do this thing, you gain life and so on, right? And then you have another card, it's like if you gain life, you do damage and so on. So I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And because we played tag team Yu-Gi-Oh! Me and my friend then, we played tag team, fairy, angel, counter tags. We both had this thing going on, right? So we could both be like, oh, you counter, I counter. Because each time a counter trap triggers, right? So he counter, I counter, so we both get live. You do these things, so we could do the same thing all the time. And we could like lock the enemies immediately, right? All the guys from doing anything. It was hilarious. We won so many tournaments until they got banned, basically. I played so much Yu-Gi-Oh! With banned deck, basically, until it got banned, as always. But anyway, go back up here again. So we can talk about OVAs. Movies, OVAs, right? In the list here of best animes coming. I don't know if there's any movies, like, oh yeah, Kaguya-sama, already aired, right? But it's coming out on, obviously, I like Kaguya-sama. But this is like, I guess, Crunchyroll release, something like that? Because the movies are out. It aired last season, right? Or winter, I don't know. It's probably like TV release something that time there. But obviously, Kaguya-sama amazing. Eurocamp, an anime I love. Having a movie coming as well soon. This is a romance anime that looks exactly like Domestic no Kanyo. She looks like, am I the only one? But anyway, I don't think it's like a movie I really care about coming. I don't know. Nah, yeah, Greed Man is a movie as well. No, what I really care about, guys, that I mentioned here, is the OVAs, right? So I want to go up and talk about OVAs. OVAs, we have Tensei Moyo coming, which I really care about, right? And all our Tensei Moyo. So, first of all, we have Inukai, which is a hentai. this anime has an OVA coming out. So I want to bring it up, right? So, Inukai is I Am a Dog, right? Which is an incredibly ecchi anime. I reacted to episode 1, right, and 2. And honestly, I don't find that good, which is basically hentai, right? I don't think it was that funny. It was very blunt, ecchi. Anyway, OVAs, because of how the laws in Japan, can be more fan service, right? Because when you make an OVA, you can have less censorship. So this is gonna be just a hentai, right? Yeah, like this anime already is very, very like borderline. If it's anime or hen, right? This anime is incredibly ecchi. One of the most ecchi animes ever. Again, arguably a hentai. And I think it's fair to say, genuinely, I'm not making a joke here. Inukai is basically a hen, right? People are like, oh, it's anime. Nah, I don't think so, honestly. But anyway, it has an OVA coming then, in 2 days from now. That's gonna be a hentai, right? Because they can have more oppies, so it's gonna be, this is a hentai, Jesus Christ, man. But anyway, I'll bring it up. There's a hentai, seriously. Uma Musume, which I love. That is a great anime. It has 4 episodes OVA. I really like Uma Musume. Yeah, I love Uma Musume. This is not. This is like season 3, I guess. Is that fair to call it? Yeah. This is season 3, right? I did reactions to 1 and 2. I love it. It's a fun anime. It's really adorable. It's like cute horse girls. There are also idol girls. They're racing. It's a really enjoyable anime. Seriously, this is like season 3, I guess we call it, right? It's like a OVA season 3 thing going on. But honestly, a really good anime. Recommend it. Azur Lane. This is like it's a spin-off of Cat, right? Azur anime. Evangelion has. What is it? Like a remake? 3.0. I don't know. Honestly, of course I have read Evangelion, all the mangas, but Evangelion, I have lost track on these like remakes, side stuff. I mean, to be honest here, I lost track. I read the manga, I seen the anime, of course, when it was new, and then they have made like 11 remakes or something. I have no idea what is this, honestly. Evangelion 3.-46. Like, what is that? like it's not, honestly, I don't bother to stay in touch with all the weird remakes. Ultraman, here we go. Tensei Moyo, baby, right? So you hear me talk about this anime all the time, right? But Tensei Moyo is one of my all-time favorite animes. It is a classic horror anime. It is basically the first horror anime. Here's the horror here, right? It's basically the first horror anime. So seriously, right? Tensei Moyo, I said on the videos too, it is basically the OG waifu horror anime, right? It really is. So first we had animes like, Urusayatsu, right? Loom, right? Like the first Alien Best Girl and so on. But Tensei Moyo, when it started airing, early 90s, like late 80s in the manga, so right? They had this like weird stuff for it. It basically is the first anime where a guy lives at an onsen. He has like a hot spring and so on, right? And they're gonna bunch of hot waifus. But seriously, this is like the OG. Really is the OG horror anime where the main character has like 5-6 wives, right? It really is. I don't think any other anime you could argue is this is the anime that created the horror anime. So of course, me then growing up with anime, right, being a nerd, whatever, right? Tensei Moyo for me is anime. I say the one reason why I like ecchi horror anime is Tensei Moyo, right? Not because I love this anime, but also because, again, one of the first animes I saw was Tensei Moyo. So in my brain, right, in my gutter trash brain, this is anime. Waifus, oppai, boobies, ass, and the hot alien girls. That's anime. That's anime for me. But seriously, Tensei Moyo was one of the first anime I saw, right? Because as a kid when I grew up, we didn't have anime on TV, of course not. So we had animes only on VHS tapes, right? We had animes you can buy them, right? And Tensei Moyo was because it's an early 90 anime, OVA, right? At least on VHS tapes. It actually was one of the few animes that I watched as a kid, when I was like 6, 7, whatever, right? The first time. It really was like the first anime you could buy, basically. Honestly. It was really early because, yeah, they made it in the VHS tapes and then they would dub it, right? Well, of course, dub them, but yeah, it was one of the first animes I ever bought on VHS was Tensei Moyo, if not the first. I have Star Singer before that, but Star Singer, I didn't buy it, I got my cousins, so yeah, I got their old Star Singer VHS tapes. But basically, right? But anyway, Ryoko, right? As I always say, right? Ryoko is my OG best girl. Yeah, that's my first wife, man. My first love in anime was the Ryoko, of course, the best female character in Tensei Moyo. I also love her, man. I don't have a Ryoko figure. Oh my god. I realize now, I don't have a goddamn Ryoko figure. She's the OG, because Tensei Moyo is so old. So they never, can you buy that? It has to be, my god, I need to buy that now. I realize that now, oh my god, why don't I have a Ryoko Tensei Moyo figure? My god, because you never see those being sold anymore. They need to exist, right? They need to exist. They need to exist, man. I see a lot of, maybe they don't. I Google it, and I mostly see, here's a good smile. Nice, because I mostly see like fan-made stuff. Yeah, this actually isn't, wow, this is only 2 years ago. My god. They finally made one then. What weird, because I realized that because when I Google it, almost everything I see in Tensei Moyo is, fan-made stuff. People that made their own figures, right? Because she's a legendary wife. This is actually only 2 years old. From Good Smile. I'm gonna buy this guy. I need to buy this figure, guys. I'm gonna buy this figure at STC, basically. So there is a bunny girl figure from Good Smile with Ryoko. I need to buy this, like straight up. I have the arena figures, so over there, I can get arena figure from the same kind of, they look kind of similar. Standing over here, she's so massive. I need to buy this figure, guys. I just realized that. It's like a realization. Ryoko is my OG best girl, but you never really see her being talked about, you know, and so on, and her figure. I didn't know the figure that. Yeah, this is of course the Arena figure, right? Very similar to this figure. It's like a massive figure here, of course. Put my Arena figure there then. She's so giant lady. Oh, get over there. Crushed the older wife is in the Arena. I have her sometimes in stream. She's so big, she covers the whole screen. Can put it up big here, yeah. She's quite massive, you know. She's like half a meter, so hard to show her. She covers up. This figure is, I think, almost maybe the same producer. And it's very similar. Oh my god. That's like a realization. How tall is it? It's from the 5th season. Yeah, 143. Yeah, it's the same. It's exactly the same person probably that made this figure, Swordsmith figure. I need to buy this figure. Seriously, what does it cost? Take my money. Oh, it's shorter though because it's the same height, but she's standing on her. She's on her knees though. I need to buy this figure. Where can I order it? It's sold out. Is it 2 years ago? Pre-order this. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I was like, God damn it! I need to buy this figure. I need to have a Ryoko figure. This is like the greatest lose ever of me in my life, man. Why don't I have a Ryoko figure for? Why don't I have a Ryoko figure for? What is wrong with me? But otherwise, you do find people that made her figure, like themselves or something. It's kind of interesting though. Or maybe it's super ugly, I don't know. No, they must be self-made. Whatever, back to anime, I guess, currently watching. You get my point. I wanna watch Tensei Moyo. Yes, Arena figures. But, that being said though, this is GXP. I love this, it's the best spin-off though. GXP is a spin-off Tensei Moyo, right? So it's not the original cast. You can see the image here. The original cast is actually here in the little window over there, right? There's Tensei and Ryoko and etc. You know, Akane and so on, Bashu and so on, right? In the background. No, this GXP is like the first spin-off, I guess. I would call it technically first spin-off. They have Tokyo, Tensei Tokyo, and so on, and also Universe. But this is the first spin-off. I think you're not following Tensei. Not counting, I guess, Sasami's Magical Girl eventually, but whatever. This is the first spin-off. We have an older character, right? You also have the Tensei's brother too. So, but this is the first spin-off where like a Tensei's cousin Seiya is the main character instead. But it's basically the same thing, you know. He's a harem. He got 8 wives. So he got 8. He literally has 8 wives or 9 wives if his Ryoko counts. So he gets married in the end of his season. This is the second season. This is the continuation of the season 1, and he literally gets married in the first season to 8 women plus his monster girl, which is, I don't know if she counts, the 9th wife he has. So he got 9 wives, man, in the end of the first season. So it is a classic harem anime, and his power then, it's kind of funny. So his power is bad luck. So he has super bad luck. Which also makes everyone else's bad luck. So he is that works like as a policeman in space, right? So it's quite different than the classic Tensei Moyo then. I mean, it's like his cousin, and basically it's like the character, or someone's mom or someone's sister or whatever. So kind of like related to Tensei Moyo, but not the same characters. But basically his powers is super bad luck. So what happens is that everyone else except him had bad luck to around him. So all the criminals, they kind of fell over, or their spaceship starts malfunctioning, or he's managing to, like, if he fights a space pirate, they can't escape because it doesn't work, the space, hyperdrive is done or something. So he's like an amazing cop in space because he gives everyone so much bad luck, so nothing works. So he can capture bad guys and so on. There is like a funny twist on it. But yeah, I love GXP, the classic. This is like a spin-off then, 6th episode OVA. I'm looking forward to it. Jesus Christ, man. I need to buy a Rocket figure. And then we got the stripper anime. It's pretty good. Oh, it's pretty good. It's one of the short, like 5 minutes though. But yeah, it's a girl that wants to do, you want to strip, man. What more do we have? Some heroes. Another Uma Musume thing. Oh yeah, this is like the guy is the gorilla girlfriend. This looks really interesting. Colors, yeah. Also like a shorter one, but it looks really interesting actually. Also only short. What more do we have? Short stuff. I know it's mostly just, these like few minute short shows, right? 2 minutes animes, 3 minute animes. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, let's summarize, right? Let's summarize the best shows, right? End of the stream, guys. Gotta summarize it, right? Let's zoom out a bit. Talk about the oppies. Yeah. So we see some of the shows, right? We can cover it now. I mean, obviously, Demon Slayer, right? It is the anime to talk about next season. I'm not saying the best anime, but I'm saying the most popular anime, definitely. And I like Demon Slayer a lot, right? You know, because Mishuri, you know, she's adorable, you know, super kawaii face, absolutely. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to Mom, right? Yeah, or Sister then, but I'm looking forward to, yeah, the weird anime, the trash anime with like, oh, here comes my sister in Isekai. It's gonna be awesome. The Stone, mentioned right, one of my favorite animes, going back, right? Tonikaku, really wholesome anime. And of course, Megumin, right? Say it again, right? You know, explosive Megumin. I can find up my Megumin figure, right? Of course, I love Megumin, love Konosuba, right? Look forward to, of course, Megumin's own anime. Absolutely. That's gonna be awesome. So that's probably like my favorite, right? Demon Slayer, Megumin, some rom-com stuff, and also, I mentioned sister hentai stuff. So weird. I have some hopes, right, for Isekai cheat skill. It's not the best Isekai skill. I hope that magical Harry Potter fighting anime is gonna be good because it's like muscle anime, yeah, muscle. But why is all the waifus, right? Maybe it's gonna be good. And obviously, of course, the idol show Hoshi no Q. I think it's gonna be one of the best shows, right? Yeah, up here, you know, with like the Dogakobo, cute girls, reincarnation, right? Weird anime stuff. That's pretty good. And that's gonna eat. I feel like in the series gonna be trash as hell. I love that, you know. I can't wait for in the series to be like, oh, this guy, he eats clothing. His power is empowered by panties or something. I can't wait for it, man. It's gonna be a bad guy that's like, oh, if he has a triple, or if you give him a blast, he get new magic powers. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be awesome. Absolutely. But where's the Insta sister? Where is she? There she is. Yeah, Sakai Neshan, man. You know this is my anime. These are also not good though. The dating rom-com. Level 999. Yamada-kun also looks pretty good, interesting. Yeah, this anime here. Absolutely. But where is there it is. Yeah, we gotta end the stream right on the high note of animes. Absolutely. Zoom in here, sorry. Oh yeah, was ranking, sorry, forgot about that. Of course, Mama Healing. My god, I'm sorry. Ultimate Mom, where is my image of Healing? There it is. Ultimate Mom. Again, right? But I'm a little worried that they're making these like disjointed side stories. But still, if Mama Healing will get at least one episode. That's all I want, right? But yeah, lastly, here it is, right? Isekai Mama. Yeah, this is the anime. You all know this is the anime. I keep saying it. I think it's gonna be the best anime, right? I gotta get Isekai. Then his sister stalks him into the Isekai world, and then she's gonna immediately be like, grab my titties, let's fight or something. And it's gonna make no sense, but it's gonna be adorable or really weird. And then she's gonna be very powerful, and he's gonna be annoying. And then apparently there are also some other waifus too, like this woman here, right? She's also probably his sister or something. And she's gonna probably be jealous, and they're gonna have a fight. And then she's probably gonna be like, oh, okay, it's fine if I also can be with you at the same time or something. It's gonna be a hentai. I can't wait, man. This is the trash. I can't wait, you know. We're gonna have, the sister and the brother in Isekai. It really is exactly like, it really looks almost identical to Don't You Love Your Mom? Yeah. Don't You Love Your Sister? That's basically what it is, right? But anyway, guys, that concludes the next preview videos, right? Again, this is the best anime combination season, right? Don't You Love Your Sister? Because it's clearly win stuff going on there. It'll be awesome. Now I'm gonna go out to see why I think it's falling off my roof. That was strange. Yeah, you hear that before? I don't know, Mike picked it up, but I heard it. It kind of exploded a little bit on the outside. Maybe Megumin was. I saw it falling down though, so I know it was falling down, but it was weird. Maybe there's a Megumin outside exploding stuff. But anyway, guys, this week's been a lot of stuff, right? Check out interested. Yesterday with Mushu Tensei, I guess it gets laid, right? Mushu Tensei, I loved it so much. So I keep having my areas here, right? That was adorable. Check it out. I'm getting good stuff immediately, right? I am really, spring looks good, but summer, right? After these 3 months from now, Mushu Tensei is coming back, right? Bleach, right? Yeah, it looks crazy. It's a Kaiser, right? She did that yesterday. And F-Zero also got announced, right? So, man, season 3, that is coming back yet, though. But yeah, so check that interesting, guys. A lot of good anime. A little below for that now. Then, a lot of good anime is coming out. And had the trailer and so on yesterday and today and so on. And again, if you haven't seen it, right, I would say my best video I made this year so far, arguably, is the Pokemon one. My god, yeah. Ash final episode. That was dramatic, guys. But anyway, please press the like button, smash the like button, so on, subscribe and so on, and see you guys have